Listen to me, and listen with your spirit, not just your ears. Because what I'm about to tell you is not motivation. It's not a speech. This is a command for resurrection. 6 months, that's all I ask. 6 months where you give me your undivided fire. 6 months where you silence every excuse. 6 months where you stop negotiating with weakness. Not a lifetime, not a decade. Just half a year, but with full obedience. Because the truth is, you are not broken, you are buried. And I'm not here to entertain you. I came to exhume you. I came to declare war on the version of you that keeps pretending like you've got forever. The version of you that delays, doubts, and dies slowly every morning in comfort. You've been living as if time owes you something. You think tomorrow will give you what today demands. But I came to shatter that lie. Time is not loyal to the lazy. Time serves those who command it, who honor it, who use every second like it was their last bullet. I'm telling you now, if you give me 6 months of your complete surrender, your discipline, your devotion, your grind, your silence, your blood, you will not recognize yourself. You will walk into places that once intimidated you and own them. You will silence the demons that whispered, "You're not enough." You will no longer be tolerated. You will be undeniable. But make no mistake, this is not for the weak. This is for the ones who are tired of rehearsing pain and ready to perform destiny. This is for the forgotten, the underestimated, the counted out, the ones who know something holy still burns inside of them. If that's you, if something inside you is still breathing, still fighting, still hungry, then don't just listen to this message. Let it rewire you. Let it break you. Let it make you. Because 6 months from now, they won't believe who you've become. And neither will you. You cannot begin this journey until you're ready to bury the version of yourself that got you here. That may sound harsh, but hear me. The future you're asking for will not recognize the mindset you currently carry. It will not bow to your habits. It will not tolerate your excuses. If you want to change everything in 6 months, you must first decide to destroy everything that made you settle. I'm talking about the soft version of you, the one that wakes up tired and goes to sleep defeated, the one that hides behind potential but fears pressure, the one that knows exactly what must be done, but keeps delaying it because comfort is easier than courage. That version of you, it has to die. You cannot elevate without executing that identity. No more bargaining with mediocrity. No more hiding behind your past. No more loyalty to pain. You've worn weakness like it's part of your skin, but you were born for war. And war doesn't need your feelings. It needs your fire. For the next 6 months, I need you to go silent and savage. Not loud and lazy. You don't need applause. You don't need approval. You need transformation. And that begins with release. Let go of the bitterness. Let go of the disappointment. Let go of the person who failed, who fell, who froze. That version of you did their best. But their best got you here, not there. And there is where you're meant to go. You want elevation? Kill your comfort zone. You want a new life? Burn the bridge to the old one. This is not a motivational slogan. This is not about making minor improvements. This is resurrection through discipline, reinvention through fire. You must become so committed to your rebirth that the old you gets offended. The people who once knew you should start feeling like strangers. Because if the people in your life can still predict you, then change hasn't really begun. And yes, it will hurt. It will feel like loss. Because it is a loss. But not every loss is defeat. Some losses are divine. When you bury that version of yourself, you're not giving up, you're making room. Room for the disciplined you. Room for the clear-headed, focused, sharp, resilient version of you. The one who doesn't wait for a new year to shift. Who doesn't wait for permission to move. Who doesn't need circumstances to be perfect to build greatness. Some of you keep praying for breakthrough, but you refuse to break down the walls you've built around your identity. You say you want growth, but you protect your insecurities like they're sacred. You hold on to fear like it's a friend. But fear is not your friend. Fear is your jailer. And if you don't face it, it will bury you before purpose can resurrect you. So here's the truth. You are not stuck. You are stubborn. You're waiting for change to feel good before you commit to it. But change is not a feeling, it's a fight. It's a fight, a ruthless, daily, non-negotiable fight against the pull of the past. And the moment you stop entertaining who you were, the future will start opening doors for who you're becoming. I don't want the version of you that needs hand-holding. I don't want the version of you that keeps crying over what didn't work. I want the one who's angry enough to rebuild, hungry enough to go again, silent enough to hear their calling. If that's not you yet, then you're not ready. But if that fire has even sparked, then listen closely. This is your last season being small. This is your last season being unsure. And this is the last time your old identity gets to speak louder than your future. You are not here to improve. You are here to evolve. And the first law of evolution is sacrifice. So for the next 6 months, sacrifice who you were so the world can finally meet who you are. Because the real you hasn't even begun. Not everyone talks about change like it's some distant mountain they'll climb one day. They talk in years. They make 5-year plans, 10-year dreams, and lifetime goals. But what they fail to understand is that transformation doesn't wait for the future. It demands the present. It demands today. You don't change your life by chasing years. You change your life by mastering the day. If you can't win the morning, don't talk about winning the year. If you can't focus for 24 hours, don't fantasize about a 6-month miracle. The world doesn't hand greatness to dreamers. It hands it to disciplined executors. You want to know what 6 months of focused, intentional days looks like? It looks like dominance. It looks like arriving somewhere most people never reach because they were too busy talking while you were too busy doing. The secret is in your routine. That's the battlefield. That's where destiny is built or destroyed. What you do between the moment you open your eyes and the moment you close them at night, that's where everything changes. You want to evolve. Then start treating every hour like it's sacred. Stop letting time bully you. Time doesn't belong to the strongest. It belongs to the most structured. Wake up before the sun and make yourself stronger while the world still sleeps. Use that silence to program your mind. Not with distraction, but with direction. No scrolling, no comparing, no wasting. Move like a machine. Think like a general. Act like your mission depends on it, because it does. The ones who change everything in 6 months don't do it by being lucky. They do it by becoming obsessed with small victories. They don't wait for motivation. They move when it's hard. They act when it's inconvenient. Because they understand, suffering for a purpose is not pain, it's preparation. Some of you keep saying, I'll start Monday. I'll start when I have more time. Let me tell you something. The most dangerous lie you've ever believed is that you have more time. You don't. Time is burning while you hesitate. The difference between the man who transforms in 6 months and the man who stays stuck for 6 years is that one of them honors time like it's oxygen, and the other one wastes it like it's infinite. Men, so if you're serious, if you truly want this, then your calendar must become your covenant. Every day must serve your purpose. Every hour must bow to your discipline. When you eat, when you rest, when you read, when you train, when you build, all of it must align. That's not extreme. That's necessary. You cannot build a throne for your future while living like a slave to distraction. Don't let others fool you. You don't need 10 years to rebuild your life. You don't need some miracle. You need 6 months of daily war. You need 180 days of obsession with your vision. Vision. You need to cut out everything that doesn't serve the future version of you. And you need to do it without apology. There's power in the present moment. When you fully commit to mastering each day, momentum begins to multiply. Your focus sharpens. Your confidence rises. You stop being reactive and start being relentless. You stop chasing approval and start chasing results. And guess what? The world notices. It always does. When your consistency speaks louder than your complaints, you become unforgettable. But it's not about them noticing. It's about you finally noticing. Noticing your own strength. Noticing how capable you are. Noticing that you were never weak. You were just unfocused. That you were never stuck. You were just undisciplined. And now, for the first time, you see clearly. All you ever needed was to win the day. So don't ask me what your life will look like in 6 months. Ask me what your next 24 hours look like. Because that's the only question that matters. And your answer will decide your future. You cannot hear your calling through chaos. And you cannot access clarity while drowning in noise. That's the trap they set for you. Constant stimulation, constant scrolling, constant comparison. It's not an accident. It's a system. A system designed to numb your hunger, distract your focus, and kill your gift while you think you're just catching up. But if you're going to rise in these next 6 months, you need to separate. You need to go silent. Not because you're weak, but because your silence is power. Your silence is strategy. The world taught you that noise equals relevance. But I'm telling you, elevation begins in isolation. The version of you that's about to emerge needs space. Space from validation. Space from empty conversations. Space from being available to everyone except yourself. For too long, you've let the outside voices shape your inner truth. You've been available to opinions and absent from purpose. That ends now. There is a voice inside you that has been whispering for years, buried beneath distractions, beneath guilt, beneath the noise of a society that rewards appearance over authenticity. That voice is your future, and it can only be heard in silence. That's why in these next 6 months, you must shut down the outside world long enough to awaken the warrior within. You don't need more information, you need more conviction. You don't need more followers, you need more fire. And fire doesn't grow in public. It grows in hidden places, in quiet hours, in rooms where nobody claps, nobody sees, and nobody saves you. That's where you become dangerous. Because when the world can no longer manipulate your mind with distraction, you become unshakable, you become focused, you become free. What? You think cutting people off is rude? What's ruder is allowing the wrong voices to delay your destiny. What's more dangerous than isolation is contamination. The truth is, some people around you don't want to see you evolve, because your elevation will expose their comfort. Your silence will disturb their noise. Your transformation will remind them of what they were too afraid to do. And if you keep entertaining the same circles, you'll inherit their ceilings. The next version of you demands cleaner surroundings. That means letting go of people who only call when they need, but vanish when you lead. It means letting go of environments that celebrate your weakness and laugh at your ambition. It means refusing to explain your absence to those who never respected your presence. If they don't understand your silence, they were never meant to hear your roar. Some of the greatest growth you'll ever experience will come in seasons where you're not seen, not clapped for, not acknowledged. But in that silence, you will sharpen. You'll start seeing clearly again. You'll remember who you are and what you came here to do. And once that clarity hits, once that internal fire starts roaring again, nobody will be able to stop you. This is the season where you talk less and work more. Where you stop trying to be understood and start becoming undeniable. Where you stop broadcasting your plans and start moving like you already arrived. They won't see the process, but they'll feel the result. And by the time they realize what happened, it'll be too late to catch up. So for the next 6 months, I need you to move different. Walk different. Walk different. Think different. Let them wonder where you went. Let them speculate. You don't owe explanations. You owe execution. You don't owe visibility. You owe results. And when you re-emerge, you won't have to announce yourself. Your presence will speak louder than any words ever could. This final stretch isn't about talent anymore. It's not about who had the best start, or who had the most connections, or who got the loudest applause. It's about hunger now. It's about who's willing to suffer for what they believe in. Because the ones who change everything in 6 months aren't always the strongest. They're the ones who refuse to quit. They outwork, they outlast, and they outbelieve everyone around them. You've got to understand, this is war. And war doesn't reward comfort. It rewards obsession. It rewards the one who gets up when everyone else is sleeping. It rewards the one who shows up every day, not just when it's easy, but when it hurts, when it's dark, when there's no cheering, and when there's nothing but your vision staring back at you, daring you to keep going. That's where winners are born, not on the stage, but in the shadows. What? You want to know why most people don't make it? Because they think pain is a sign they should stop. But pain is not the enemy, comfort is. Pain is the cost of purpose. It's the tuition for greatness. And if you're not willing to bleed for what you believe in, you don't believe in it enough. The next 6 months are going to demand everything from you. Your energy, your time, your focus, your pride. And if you give it, if you pay in full, you will rise. But if you keep trying to do it halfway, the process will spit you out. You've got to work like no one's watching, because most of the time, no one will be. You've got to show up when your legs are shaking and your mind is screaming quit. You've got to be the one who keeps going when motivation dies. Because motivation dies every day. Discipline is what buries it. Obsession is what replaces it. Faith is what revives it. And when you have those 3 locked in, you become unstoppable. They might be more talented, They might be more skilled, but if they can't match your intensity, they'll never last in your lane. That's what makes you dangerous. Not your potential, but your persistence. Not your noise, but your consistency. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be present. Every single day. Whether it rains, whether it hurts, whether it's lonely, you show up. Because this is your fight, and no one is going to hand it to you. Some days you'll feel invisible. Good. Stay there. Let them underestimate you. Let them ignore you. Let them talk about who's winning while you're working in silence. Because when you reappear, you won't need to say a word. Your results will roar on your behalf. Your success will speak louder than every insult. And your discipline will outlive every doubt they placed on your name. You want to outlast them. Don't match their energy. Outbelieve them. Believe in your vision so deeply that their disbelief becomes irrelevant. Believe in your mission so fiercely that you don't need validation. That's the fire that will carry you through the dry seasons. That's the grit that will pull you through the dark nights. And that's the spirit that makes you immortal to every failure. This isn't for the faint of heart. This is for the warrior who's tired of waiting, tired of watching, tired of being on the sidelines of their own story. This is for the one who's willing to go all in, not with emotion, but with execution. And if that's you, if something inside you is ready to be unleashed, then don't just walk. Every moment you get, push it, stretch it, own it. Because at the end of these 6 months, the world will no longer be wondering who you are. They'll be wondering how they missed you for so long. So outwork them, outlast them, outbelieve them, and you will outlive every version of yourself that ever thought you couldn't.